good morning, JAG fam. It is so good to be here with you again. After such a long, hot summer as it continues, we know. I cannot begin to express how excited all of us here at JAG Central Office are for you to be back with us. We are thrilled for the upcoming year and the upcoming JAG journey you are all taking part in. We have a lot to cover this episode, but right now, I just want to take one more moment to just appreciate the fact that we are all back in the same room again. In person, learning and growing together in a way some of us haven't had the chance to do in over a year now. Can you believe it? We want to keep this precious opportunity, if at all possible. So please remember to wear your mask indoors for everyone's safety. And if you have a JAG mask, wear that. Rep that JAG mask on a regular, fam. We love you. We are so happy you are back with us. And we are so excited for everything that is ahead of you. We have a few quick announcements for everyone today. This is an exciting time of year, but hardly a calm one. First, we want to mention that it is, guess what? Election season. Which position are you running for? What best suits your personality? I know you want a position. Talk to your JAG coordinators about what position is going to be best for you. And if there isn't one on the list, maybe you need to discuss creating one for yourself, but that you need to take up with your JAG coordinators. So coordinators, remember that you need to have your list of student officers submitted to the JAG Central Office by September 17th. That means elections should be held by September 16th at the absolute latest. Remember that once officers are voted in by their peers, they will be expected to attend the JAG Student Leadership Conference. And let's keep our fingers crossed that we can have an in-person leadership conference. So that's why it's important. Remember to wear your mask. More on that coming your way in September. Also, to keep in mind, it is that JAG-a-palooza is October 1st, so hopefully you will have it completed. Before I go too much into my JAG juice, because y'all know I am pumped on this JAG juice, I want to turn it back over to Martine and Sebastian for our first JAG News Desk of the year. Thank you, Martine and Sebastian. See you all soon.
This is our first back to school episode, and we're just going to be going over a few tips and tricks that you can implement that are going to be fresh into your mind starting now in the new high school year, especially since maybe for a lot of you, it's your first time at a physical high school, you know? It might not be your first year, but it might be your first time in person. We also brought in a couple alumni who graduated this just past class. And they're going to reflect on how their high school experience was and how these tips have impacted them and how they've helped them in these now present moments.
Thank you, Sebastian. We will detail tips and tricks that implement in every single year from 8th grade all the way to your 12th grade. So pay close attention to your specific year, and we'll only be mentioning one or just a few tips for each section, but make sure to check our subscription at the end of this video, because we have a document detailing every single grade with a lot more information and just a lot more comprehensive with all that info.
All right, starting off with the 8th graders, just a couple tips that we have for you is, research your high school options and what courses can be offered at the different high schools, programs, and clubs that you might be interested, especially JAG, and make your summer count. Make sure you volunteer, try to go hang out in these organizations, homeless shelters, animal centers, even zoos, museums, anywhere around. Volunteer. It's a good time to start if you have the time, or if not, just go out and do something.
I'm Xavier Garcia. I just graduated from Tolleson Union High School this past May, and I think that for high school, you should definitely try and pick one that's closest to you. But since a lot of people don't really have the luxury of choosing a high school, I feel as if you should just research that high school and see just what options it has for clubs and programs. It should really be what you're interested in.
Hi, my name is Melissa. I recently graduated from Tolleson Union High School, and I didn't really research what high school I wanted to go to. I just kind of went to the school that was closest to me. However, because I was in 8th grade JAG in the school, I had a connection already established with the JAG Works program, which is a community-based program. It just really helped me knowing that I had peers there who supported me already and helped me with my community establishment and community service.
And for ninth graders, again, one of the first tips that we have for you, and the one that we believe is the most important, is meeting with your guidance counselor. Unlike 8th grade, you now have a dedicated guidance counselor to support you for the next 4 years. They'll be supporting you with your classes, supporting you with letting you know about the resources at your school, for opportunities that come up, whether it be college prep programs, pre-professional opportunities. So again, they cannot support you unless they know you. So really make yourself present to them as simply as introducing yourself. You don't have to have everything figured out. Just introduce yourself to your guidance counselor.
Your counselor will perhaps be your best friend throughout your entire high school experience, because they will help you point you in the right direction academically and will provide resources for if you're struggling on that one math test or you're having some deep personal issues that you are probably struggling with. Build a positive relationship with them by conversing with them and regularly checking up on them. Because personally, I wish that I did that in my earlier years, especially when like I had a tough test or I was just going through something and didn't feel like anyone was there for me. I definitely should have checked up on my counselor more, because they are definitely the right people to go to.
Now for our 10th graders, just some quick tip is boost your involvement in leadership, meaning challenge yourself to take either advanced classes or running in certain leadership position in clubs or in your sports teams to try to become the team leader. These can help build up your different life experiences, and boosting your GPA, things like that. They'll only aid you in the long run and make life easier once you start reaching the college level.
I didn't personally join JAG in sophomore year. I only joined JAG in the following year because I didn't exactly know what it was still until I got introduced to it. I regret not being more involved in my earlier years of high school.
11th graders, our juniors. Again, we already mentioned it for our first years, but again, meeting up with your guidance counselor or your JAG coordinator to discuss college and vocational training action plans. You know, you're no longer a first year or sophomore, you're now a junior. And that means that a whole bunch of different opportunities have opened up for you to apply to.
Develop an action plan to see what steps that you need to take to get to those goals that you have in mind. A JAG coordinator will help you realize college and your career by helping you apply for scholarships and helping you build the skills that you need to get a resume, job hunt, perform well in interviews, etc. So definitely meet with those two in junior year, and you will be set for senior year and beyond.
And last but not least, certainly not least, is our 12th graders, seniors. At this point, our biggest tip is to track all your college apps, see where you're at, your post-grad plans, whether you want to follow a career and go to school or have a different vocational career that doesn't involve school. Again, don't forget to work with your JAG coordinators or work with our JAG pronouns to help develop that post-grad trajectory. So once you graduate, you're already aligned with all your goals and ready to go with whatever you decide.
Do not develop senioritis, because slacking now could potentially mean that you don't get the grades needed to get into your desired college. This is the imperative year that you need to wrap everything up and put a nice pretty bow on it.
And that's all for now, JAG family. What an amazing first episode for the 21-22 program year. Just a quick reminder for all of you. Student elections need to be finished and officer lists emailed to me by September 17th. JAGapaloozas should be completed by October 1st. Make sure you take plenty of pictures and send me an invite. Don't listen to your JAG coordinator. Send me an invite. Student officers should be thinking about keeping those grades up and attending school daily to ensure you are eligible to attend the JAG Leadership Conference. We have a fantastic time and you don't want to miss it. This is only part 1 of our August news desk. In 2 weeks, we'll be coming to you again, spotlighting a different JAG classroom and all sorts of fun information and tips for your school year. JAG puts the fun in fundamentals. I had to. Okay. Until then, JAG family, be safe and remember always love, peace, and hair grease. Catch y'all next time.